Hello everyone, welcome to IT Enthusiastic. Today I am here to teach you about the monoalphabetic cipher. Hope you like this video. If you like it, please click the like button and also subscribe my channel for the more videos. Before starting the monoalphabetic cipher, I will strongly recommend you to watch the Caesar cipher video. I will give the link in the description below so that you can easily understand the monoalphabetic cipher. Let's begin the monoalphabetic cipher. There are only the 26 possible keys in Caesar cipher to encrypt the plain text, so it is easily cracked by brute force technique, but there are 26 factorial possible keys in monoalphabetic cipher to encrypt the plain text, so it is difficult to crack by the brute force technique. Monoalphabetic cipher is a substitution cipher in which, for a given key, the cipher alphabet for each plain alphabet is fixed throughout the encryption process. For example, if A is encrypted as D for any number of occurrences in that plain text, A will always get encrypted to D. Monoalphabetic cipher are not strong as compared to the polyalphabetic cipher, as monoalphabetic cipher are easily cracked by lateral frequency analysis. Each alphabetic character of plain text is mapped onto a unique alphabetic character of the cipher text, so there is one-to-one relationship between the character of the plain text and the character of the cipher text. Let us take an example of attack. Through the monoalphabetic cipher, A is encrypted into GG, T is encrypted into the J. Again, when T comes, it will encrypt it into J, not other letters. Similarly, when A comes, it will encrypt it into G, not by other characters. Likewise, C and K is encrypted into O and F respectively. In decryption process also, G is decrypted into A, J is decrypted into T. Again, when J comes, it will decrypt it into T, and G comes, it will decrypt it into A. And O is decrypted into C, and F is decrypted into the K. In this way, the whole encryption and decryption process of monoalphabetic cipher completed. This is the theory part of monoalphabetic cipher. Let's jump into the coding part. When we use include bit/std_c++ header file, we didn't have to declare other header file explicitly for any libraries. It includes all the libraries available in the C++, and we declare this string set in which all the characters are available, which is involved in encryption and decryption process. Other characters like symbols are not involved in encryption and decryption process, since it does not include the other symbols. It only includes alphabet and numbers. Only the alphabet and numbers are involved in encryption and decryption process. Here in main function, we declare the key for easiness, but you can also ask the user to enter the key. First of all, we have to enter the message for encryption and decryption process, and we run the while loop in which we ask the choice: 1 for encryption process, 2 for decryption process, 3 for exit. These 3 lines of code shows how the literal replacement occur in monoalphabetic cipher. You will understand why we write this line of the code. I will compile this. Here we write the switch case. When we choose the case 1, encryption process begin and encryption function call, and finally encryption function return the cipher text and then display on the screen. When we choose 2, decryption process begin. For decryption process, we must have cipher text, so we have to call the encryption function before the decryption function, and encryption function return the cipher text, which is used as an argument for decryption function. And 3 for exit and other entry are invalid. Let's move toward the encryption function. Here in encryption function, we take an argument of plain text and the key. First of all, we have to declare empty string called encrypt text, and the loop begin from the 0 to length of the plain text. Here, each character of the plain text at ith position is compared with the each character of the set. When the matching character is found at zth position, then the key at zth position is added into the encrypt text. This process continues until the length of the plain text, and finally the encrypt text is returned. In decryption function, we take an argument of ciphertext and the key, and it doesn't return anything, so we write void here. And first of all, we have to declare the decrypt text empty string, and then we run this loop from the I to I equal to 0 to length of the ciphertext. In encryption process, each character of the plain text is compared with the each character is set. But in decryption process, each character of ciphertext is compared with the each character of the key. When the matching character is found at z position, then the set at z position is added into the decrypt text. Likewise, this whole process completed. Finally, after the decryption process, ciphertext becomes converted into the plain text and then it will display. Let's run the program and let's see the result of this. Compile and run. It asks for your choice. I will press 1 for encryption process. Here encryption function call and the text is encrypted into the ciphertext. Here in this way A is encrypted into P, B is encrypted into key. Here we can see that as capital H is encrypted into W. So here we can see that it will W. Similarly, small e is here. Small e is encrypted into the T, so it here is T. Likewise, all the encryption process completed and we will get the ciphertext. It will ask for choice. I simply press 2 for decryption process. Here the decryption function call and the decryption is function call and it will return the plain text. It will convert the ciphertext into the plain text. And 3 for exit. I hope you all enjoy this video. If you like it, please click the like button and also subscribe my channel for the more videos. Thank you so much.